the virtuous Sangha out of compassion for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize not birth. Cung thính đại đức tặng thịnh, vì thứ pháp hội cấp nhất thiết chúng sanh, thịnh chiến diệu pháp luân giao đạo Nam mô. Như há liêu sanh thoát tư vi khổ đạc là tốc chứng vô sanh. Homage of the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Namo Sananto Suchedo Ye Alahudi San Miao Samputos Ye. Namo Tavakta Toya Daya Lahade Tamil Tambo Toa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I'm able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. Wu shang sheng sheng wei miao fa bai qian wan jian na zao yu. 我今见我的手持愿解如来真实义。O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Venerable Huineng, Venerable Shenhua, Venerable Lafong people, and all good knowing advisors, Amitofuo. 诸佛菩萨、六祖、师父、上人、各位出家人、各位善知識，阿彌陀佛。chư Phật Bồ Tát, Kinh Thơ, Lục Tổ, Hòa Thượng Kinh Hóa, Kỳ Thế Cô, và các vị thiện tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Today is mid-month mid of November. We are gathered to continue discussing the 6th Patriarch Sutra. We on chapter 8. It teaches, the 6th Patriarch teaches us about sudden and gradual enlightenment. And we presently on slide number 86. Do we have any outstanding questions or comments that we didn't get to the last time? No? Okay. Sutta text. If you enlighten to your self-nature, you do not set up in your mind the notion of bodhi or nirvana or the liberation of knowledge and vision.
若悟自性，亦不立菩提涅槃，亦不立解脱之见。
87 commentary. If you enlighten to your self-nature, meaning that if you are able to see your self-nature, before you're able to see your self-nature is simply a concept in your mind. Okay? To see your self-nature is like coming home, that homey feeling, that The experience of going home is like seeing the self-nature. It's a state of being. It's not a mental construct. Okay, you do not set up your mind the notion of bodhi and nirvana. You see, that's why when you're there, when you see your self-nature, you in your mind, you no longer think about bodhi, nirvana, or liberation, or knowledge and vision. Meaning that the reason that we need to talk to you about bodhi, nirvana, liberation, and knowledge and vision is because you don't know what it is. Okay? So we need to remind you what it is. But when you see your self-nature, you enlighten the self-nature, you awaken to your self-nature. Okay, your mind no longer thinks about those issues of bodhi, of enlightenment, of nirvana, of all those things. Okay, meaning that your mind think of nothing. And that is what is meant by the commentary in the slide. It says, not a single Dharma established. Okay, what does it mean, one Dharma established? Ifa, Buli, that's Chinese. Not a single Dharma is established. What does it mean? Does anyone know? See, this is a Chan parlance. This is the language of the Chan school. And also, people talk about it, but it seems to be intellectual concept for most of the people. Or it doesn't mean anything to you. Not a single Dharma is established. Maybe that you understand Chinese. There is a clue there. Okay. Ifa, Buli. What does it mean? And not a single Dharma, not a one Dharma, not a single Dharma is established. What does it mean? Yes, yellow. White.
Master, in my opinion, because there are some Dharma that's in capital letter, so I think that's Buddha Dharma. So because people have sickness, so the Dharma is established to cure the sickness of people. So when the mind doesn't have any sickness anymore, so the Dharma is not necessary, so it's not established.
Okay, I'm glad you pointed out. Okay, reset. Try again. For you who don't understand, in English we have this convention with Dharma. Buddha Dharma is abbreviated to Dharma with a capital D right here in English. But this refers to a single Dharma, which is not capital D. Okay? So I'm sorry I misled you.
Yeah.
Anyone? If you want to say something, you have to raise your hand so that you can be seen. If I don't see you, it's not my fault. And we don't call upon you. Who offended Guyin so that she no longer shows up for the Sutra lecture since it's this morning? That's an excuse, a very lousy excuse. Yes, raise your hand until they give you a microphone. No? How many handheld microphones do we have? Let's give them a few more. Do we have enough connectors? Violet.
Does it mean that they do not strike up a single thought?
Not the single thought. What about green?
Established to me means that something's coming in on top of the enlightenment, where I think maybe when you're enlightened, that's already present.
It's already present. Okay, what about back there? Balu.
Master, I believe it's related to one of the sutras a few weeks ago. They're saying, Master Wei Nong said, if I told you I had a Dharma to give you, I would be just lying or doing something that would make you further crazy than you already are. So I believe it's related to that the Dharma is not actually what makes you enlightened.
Okay, what about you, Chinese or Korean or Vietnamese? Go first. What is...
Thưa thầy, nhất pháp bất lập nghĩa là cái tánh biết của mình, cái Phật, cái khả năng, cái biết của mình đó. Lục Tổ nói là xưa nay không một vật. Mình nghe cái tiếng chuông kêu, làm sao mình tả cái khả năng mà tiếng chuông, mình biết cái tiếng chuông. Hay mình biết nóng biết lạnh, làm sao tả cái khả năng, cái awareness đó được. Cho nên lúc kỳ rồi Tổ mới nói là tôi biết tất cả đều empty, là một cái tia chớp ở trong cái khoảng không đó thôi. Cũng là trật, chỉ còn một tia chớp. Không có lấy cái gì mà tả được cái empty, cái void đó hết á. Mà khi khởi cái tâm lên, gửi cái miệng lên nói là trật rồi. Cho nên mới nhất pháp bất lập là vậy. Tâm truyền tâm là tự nếm cái đó biết, chứ không lấy giấy tờ văn tự gì giảng cái đó được hết.
Okay, we have someone from Taiwan originally.
I'm actually answering for Jew Mountain, for Jew Mountain Temple. So they texted, this means there's no single thought arising.
Not single thought arising. Okay? So that's from Korea. What about Chinese? Chinese origin. Or Taiwanese origin, I don't care. I think Taiwan should take over China. You better do it quickly, otherwise Vietnam will. Not funny to the Chinese. Yeah? You're all right. You know, it seems like all hat to you. You understand. What does it mean that not a single Dharma is established? Dharma here is a thing, anything, nothing is established. Okay, not a single, not a Dharma, meaning nothing. Okay, nothing is established. Okay, how do you establish? How do you establish? How do you establish a school? How do you establish a company? Use a single Dharma here. Yes, it's just so Ifa, Buli. So the Chinese is very, very precise. Ifa here is that a Dharma. Okay, Ifa, Buli. English translation should be not a single Dharma is established. Dharma here is a thing, anything. What is anything? Anything refers to whatever your mind conceives of, conjures up. Okay? Whatever your mind conjures up is the beginning of establishing. Is it clear? Before you do anything, before you open a restaurant, before you go and vote, or before you hop on a car and go shopping, what has happened? Yeah, something with the hand.
You have to think about it before you do it.
You have to think about it. That's the first thing that happens. You have to think about it. Okay? In order to establish anything at all, you have to think about it. Okay? And as soon as you think about it, what it happens, very Chinese, very precise. As soon as you think about it, a Dharma is established. It's how precise the Chan school is. Okay? So the Dharma, by definition, is anything your mind thinks of. So every time you think of something, you're establishing a Dharma. Is that clear? So unfortunately, unless you understand the Chan language in Chinese, the Chinese is very clear. 依法不立. It's very clear that it means in Chinese, it should be clear to the Chinese who understand Chan, is that you don't think of a single Dharma. Okay? Your mind is free and clear. Nothing arises here. If you look into the MRI scan, your brain scan, okay, it's absolutely one color. Okay? Nothing there. Nothing going on. All right? It's not the same as sleeping. When you scan people who are sleeping, the brain waves is going up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay? After you enlighten to your self-nature, after you've seen your Buddha nature, you know what happens? Your mind is totally at peace. It thinks of nothing whatsoever. A state of mind that only you can know what it's like after you enlighten to your self-nature. Until then, it's impossible to describe to you. There's no way for you to relate to it. No way. Okay? So that's why after you become enlightened, okay, and this is the 6th Patriarch's teaching to Chu Huang. He says, after your mind, if after you become awakened to your self-nature, because your mind is blank, you don't think of God, you don't think of Buddha, you don't think of enlightenment, you don't think of nirvana, and you don't think of liberation. What's liberation? What's liberation? Yellow.
Liberation from birth and death.
Liberation from birth and death. Very good. What else? What is liberation? Yellow again.
Liberation from suffering.
Liberation from suffering. Okay? Yes, back there. Liberation. What is liberation?
대자유입니다.
Orange.
It is of great freedom.
Great freedom. It sounds like this man has experienced liberation. Liberation is when your wife goes to the temple. Without you. Absolutely. Liberation is in Buddhism. When we talk about liberation in Buddhism, you know what it means? It has a connotation that you're free from suffering. Because Buddhism, it says life is so much suffering. Okay? If you are not suffering, Buddhism is not for you. Buddhism is absolutely useless to you. Let's be honest about it. The people who says, I'm happy, I'm so happy, there's no need for them to know about Buddhism. So don't tell them about Buddhism. But the people who feel that they're suffering in any shape or form, in any way, okay, then Buddhism has 84,000 different ways for you to end your suffering. 84,000 ways. Okay? And when you end your suffering, okay, that's called liberation. Liberation from suffering. Now, I don't mean to say your wife is suffering. Okay? Your wife should be happiness and nirvana. Okay? So liberation. Knowledge and vision. This refers to the knowledge and vision of the Buddhas. Okay? When you see your self-nature, at that point in time, okay, for the first time that you see your self-nature, you realize that your mind has absolutely nothing in it for the first time in your life. And you look back and say, my God, I thought I was happy. And I thought my mind is blank. No, it isn't, until you become enlightened. Okay? And so that's why it says in a commentary on slide 87, it says that not a single Dharma established, meaning that you think of nothing whatsoever. Okay? And the 10,000 dharmas are empty. You think of nothing because you have no attachment to anything. It's like in a Chan school, seeing as if not seeing. Rings a bell? Seeing as if not seeing. You look at, I don't have money here. You look at money as if it's nothing. You look at gold as if it's nothing. You look at a handsome man as if there's not one there. And you look at a beautiful girl, you think prenuptial. Just kidding. That's wisdom. Okay. Make sense, Mr. Catholic? Okay, next. Never mind. 88, Sutra text. When not a single Dharma can be obtained, then the 10,000 Dharmas can be established.
无一法可得，方能建立万法。
Okay, 89. Now it's the opposite. He says, remember, my mind, when you see your nature, the mind is blank, totally blank. There's nothing in there. Okay? Nothing registers. Okay? You look as if you don't see anything. You hear the Beatles' music, my generation, if you don't mind. I don't know what your generation is, something like rap music, right? Disgusting rap music. My generation, I'm proud to say, we like Beatles, we like classical music, jazz and those things. And now what you have? Rap music. I don't get it. You have anything to say, Mr. Shaking? Violet.
I like rap music.
I rest my case. Okay. So anyway, so you see, it's kind of liberation. It's like kind of liberating because you look at that and your mind is so at peace. Okay, that's. However, okay, when in your mind you have no such attachment, nothing excites you. So far so good. Be very careful now. Nothing excites you. Okay, that is what meant by not a single Dharma can be obtained. Meaning that when your mind thinks that something can be obtained, like I can draw near God. No, behind you. Are you converted finally? Or never mind. The point, we work on it. We keep working on this. What happened to Tex? Is his car still here? Did we invite him to Thanksgiving? You see, my mind clearly is not empty. I'm thinking Thanksgiving right now. Okay. When a single Dharma can be obtained, Te in Chinese here is to obtain, meaning that, what does it mean to obtain? Think. What does it mean to obtain? Come on, Violet.
Well, to obtain something entails seeking out for it. So you're seeking if you want to obtain something.
That's not a talk in circles. Who else? What does it mean to obtain? Finally, he's awake. Yes, back there. Give him a microphone, please. Yes, Black.
To obtain, I think, is to get something from? Like
To get something from. Very good. I could have looked up a dictionary, my friend. Tell me something I don't know. What does it mean? To obtain something implies, when you say, I obtained certification, I got something. What does it mean? That, what? That I want it. Because, isn't it implied? Think about it, okay? I obtained my husband's permission to go shopping. Right? Because I want it, because it's important to me, it's of value to me. On the other hand, if they give you something that you don't want, what's something anyone would want? Music, rap music. Yeah, what? Give me an example of something that people would not want.
Coronavirus.
This man lives in fear. That definitely is that really something you don't want? Be careful now. Is that something that you don't want? You see, this is a fallacy of people who are not enlightened between us, okay? Clearly, if you say, I don't want the COVID-19, clearly this person is not enlightened. If you say, I don't want it, what does it mean? Yes, Violet.
It means it's an aversion.
It's an aversion. Okay, what is an aversion? These people, young people who like rap music, talk in circles. Okay, what does it mean? It's not obvious to you, huh? You are so stuck on words. What does it mean, I don't want it? Is there want in saying, I don't want it? Huh? You don't need to be a psychotherapist to realize what I say. I don't want it, meaning what? You want the opposite. What are you talking about? Okay? So, because not a single Dharma can be obtained, meaning that you obtain something you want, something that's important to you. Okay? So when you don't want anything at all, okay? Nothing is of real value to you, okay? Nothing excites you, and you're still awake. Okay? Okay. That means what? You have attachment to nothing. They give you money, you say, okay. They give you presidency, you say, no, give it to Biden. Okay? You really are a superior person. You would not want it. Okay? So what the patriarch is referring to is that when your mind is absolutely has no desires for anything. It's free from desires, free from attachments. Okay? That is what is meant by when not a single Dharma can be obtained. Nothing to obtain, nothing worth obtaining. That's what it means. Okay? Yes, sir, in the back. Black.
So basically the phrase is saying that since you don't want the Dharma, or that you're not thinking about the Dharma, it will come to you automatically?
Repeat that, please.
Since I think the phrase is saying that you're not looking for it, but or you don't think about getting the Dharma, it will come to you automatically?
No, I'm coming to that. Very good. Okay. This is interesting. It says that when in your mind you have no attachments, you have no desires whatsoever. So far, so good? That's what it meant here. Why not a single Dharma can be obtained? Nothing is a big deal to you. So far, so good. Then, the 10,000 Dharmas can be established. Meaning what? 10,000 means so many things. Countless number of things. Okay? Countless Dharma, countless things can be established. Meaning what? And it takes a patriarch to say that, because we don't know. Yes, back there. Black.
You've already realized your wholeness and completeness, and nothing is separate. So because there's no separation, there's nothing to obtain. So you've already realized everything.
You have everything, okay? And you are complete, okay? You're so complete that you don't... Why would you desire anything if you have everything already? Good point. You see that? When you complete, when you full, when you are everything, you are the universe. Why would you want anything else? If you get everything else, you have it already. So far, so good. Yes, go for it.
Yes, Master. I think that when you have everything, that's what you think, but then that's mean you open the door to everything.
Absolutely. Okay? Here's the state of mind. Let me describe it to you because it's not the way it sounds. Because the Chinese have a way of saying things here that leaves a lot of fuzzy areas where there's subject to a lot of misunderstanding. Let me explain to you how it is. He says that when your mind completely aspires for nothing, wants nothing, okay? Meaning your mind have everything it ever wants, okay? That's number one, assumes that what? It only can happen when you own everything, yes? It's nothing that's lacking. It's nothing you don't have. Meaning what? Your blessings are incredible. Yes? Right now, who wants a red car? Because I don't have it yet. That's my whole point. You see that? I still want a red car because I don't have a red car. But once you have a red car, what happens? I want a white car. Okay? So the point being that you have everything. You are complete. At that point in time, the 10,000 dharmas can be established. That's called spiritual penetration. Do you get it? That's when, in the Buddhist sutras, okay, the great Bodhisattva, meaning a high, very, very high level Bodhisattva, says, I need to make an offering to the Buddha. This is in the Lotus Sutra that the Universal Door chapter we recite on Wan Yin's Dharma assemblies. Remember that? It says the inexhaustible intention Bodhisattva Wu Jin Yi Pusa. He says, I want to make an offering to the Buddha. Okay? So what did he do? He immediately reached for his iPad and logged onto his bank account. Yes? And made a transfer. What did he do? Anyone remembers? Anyone ever recited that Universal Door chapter? Okay, let me remind you. You failed the quiz again. Okay. So this great Bodhisattva decided to make an offering to the Buddha. Now, you make an offering to the Buddha, someone who has everything, remember? You try to offer, make an offering to someone who has everything. What do? Okay. What can you do? So he says, I want to make an offering to the Buddha. So what happened? He said, and a priceless necklace appears in his hands. See that? Immediately appeared in his hands. Meaning what? Number one, he has a blessings worth more than this necklace. And he says, the sutra says, a necklace that is priceless. Okay? You cannot buy it anywhere. Not at, what's a famous jeweler? Shouldn't have not answered you, bad girl. Tiffany, that's where you like to shop, huh? Someone has expensive tastes. I was thinking more like down the street here, Chinese shop here. So that means that you have so many blessings that are priceless, and then he wants it, something priceless, worthy of the Buddha, as a gift, as an offering to the Buddha, it appears immediately. So two things there. Number one, he has a blessings, so many blessings. And I assure you, sir, it's more than being born to the heavens. Okay? Being born to the heavens is not priceless, by the way. It has a value. Okay? A monetary value. But that priceless thing there, it is not enough money in the world for that. None. Okay? So this Bodhisattva has so many blessings, number one. Number two, he's able to marshal all that blessings instantaneously into a necklace. And that's called spiritual penetration. Can you see that? It's not cult. It's not imagination. It actually happened. Yes, back there.
Is it similar to like everything comes from the Buddha mind?
Yes, something like that. What I'm trying to point out to you is that, number one, first of all, before you say anything, for that to happen, you have to have the blessings. We agree on that, right? I mean, it's logical. It appears because it belongs to you, okay? That's number one. You have the blessings. Number two, it happened, okay, because of, it's called spiritual penetration, spiritual power. He willed it. He says, I want something precious. You see, before his mind is blank, right? He says, I want nothing for myself. So far, so good. But this is for my Buddha. Boom. What's the best I have to offer? Is that clear? Okay? So he says, what's the best I have to offer? So everything, and this is number three, every single blessing he has is in that necklace. Agree or disagree? You never made an offering, never give a present to the Buddha. So you don't understand it. It's a lot of pressure. What if you give and the Buddha says, eh? And that's what happened in the Lotus Sutra. He gave an offering to one Bodhisattva. One Bodhisattva said, eh? And he said, please take it. One Bodhisattva, he said, oh, you got? See that? So that's why you gotta have everything. Okay? So everything he has in that hand. Number two is that it immediately materialized as he thought of it. That's what is meant by the 10,000 dharmas can be established. Boom, right there. If he wants necklaces, boom, necklace. You want a red car? Red car. It happens because his mind is blank. He has the blessings, right? And number three is that the mind is blank for so long that he has the power to make it materialize. Why can't we do that? Why can't we do that? Because you're full of desires. Every time you desire something, your blessings lessened. So far, so good? I can go to martial arts, but you are not into martial arts, right? You're not, so there's no point. Same thing in martial arts. I'm going to go to martial arts anyway. Okay? In martial arts. Okay? In martial arts, when you go into a life and death situation, because if you go into a fight for your life, they can kill you, right? At that point in time, if your mind is not blank, that's when you get hurt. Your reflex is too slow. That's why the martial artists, the advanced martial artists, they all meditate, all of them, just to survive. Okay? And where you're not into martial arts, it's okay. Yes, someone is doing martial arts back there. Black.
Master, that line is actually true because I myself have been taking many blows from people 3 times my size, and I've been thrown to the wall 5 feet. And I'm okay because at that time when I took the blow, I was totally relaxed and there's nothing there.
Absolutely.
So I survived.
Excellent. A martial artist of my, of my liking. What happens? Okay, here's what happens. Here's what happens. When you have a thought in your mind, okay? When you have a thought in your mind, I need some prop. What's wrong with this temple? It's no prop at all. This is terrible. Excuse me. When your mind has a thought, okay? It's like this thing here, that's hard. It breaks, okay? You can break it. When your mind has no thoughts, it's like this whip. It bends, it doesn't break. So that's when they attacked Tuha and they threw her against the wall, when her mind is blank, the body absorbs, the body bends. See that? When you have thoughts like, oh my God, I'm gonna hurt, he's so big, that's when you can be broken. That's why. Questions, comments? And that, those of you who wish to have spiritual penetrations, have spiritual powers and those things, the basis of that is a blank mind. You keep your mind blank. Yes, black.
Would that be the giving of self then? The gift he gave the Buddha?
No, what happened here is very, 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 this Bodhisattva here, mind is blank, okay? And then when it's time for him, when he decides to make an offering to the Buddha, he says, I want to give him everything I have, okay? Boom! And it materializes. That's what happened.
From anything, what he gives is self, though. No, or
it's not something about self. It's about material things. Okay, material things are the manifestation of your blessings. It's a Buddhist thing. It's Buddhist secret. We know that the reason you have a house, you have a car, is because they come from your blessings. Without your blessings, you cannot get a house, you cannot get a car, you cannot get a job. It doesn't matter how hard you want. It doesn't matter how hard you look for. You don't have the blessings, you cannot get a job. When you have the blessings, the job will come to you. Okay? Even if you don't want it, it comes to you. Touches someone's soft spot. Okay? So that's why this is what happened. The reason that you, let's say, get a job is because you first want it, right? You want to get a job, and then you have the blessings, and all those two have combined to materialize into a job. Okay, so same thing here. He has the blessings. This Bodhisattva, Mahasattva has the blessings. And he says, I want to make the best offering I can possibly afford to this Buddha. Okay? Excuse me, to one yin Bodhisattva. And boom, everything has materialized into a necklace. That's priceless. With that, you can go to the Pure Land many times over. And come back, and come back, come back, come back. That's the kind of blessings you have. Okay? And if you don't have that, you have to come Way Mountain Temple. Commercial, okay, I take it back. Question from YouTube.
So we have a question from T.Hugh. The question is, the Buddha and sages already have everything. What is the reason for our offering to them? Is it for our benefit to earn blessing and a practice to reduce desire of greed?
Good question. Clearly, this person is not Buddhist. The Buddhists would never dare ask, what's the point of making an offering to the Buddha? My God, it's like, what's the point in drawing near God and you tell the Catholic person they will shoot you and torture you? No, they don't. What did they do? Someone doing something as sacrilegious as saying, what's the point in worshiping God? Huh? What do you guys do? We Buddhists, especially in Myanmar, we burn them. Just kidding. You guys are so serious. So what's the point in making an offering to the Buddha? Come on, you Buddhists, please help me out. We have a non-Buddhist, what we call the infidel. Buddhist infidel, yes, black, violet.
It's for your own benefit to make an offering to the Buddha.
What?
If you make an offering to the Buddha, it's for your own good, not for the Buddha.
For your own good. That's what he says. Are you greedy? Then you affirm his point. Are you Buddhists so greedy you keep on making offerings to the Buddhas? And you Buddhists encourage that kind of greediness? Yes, violet.
Well, I was reading something Master Chenhua said, and he said, the Buddha doesn't need your respect. He was talking about one of the vows from Universal Worthy. It was always praise the Buddhas. And he said, why do you praise the Buddhas? The Buddhas don't need your praise. You praise the Buddhas because it's good for you to praise the Buddhas. And so that's why we do it.
Well, you don't have to cite my master. What I'm going to say, okay, we accept that. Okay, anyone else who's not going to quote Master Chenhua? Anyone else? Yes, yellow. White.
Master, sometimes if we see like a Buddha appear in a good form, like very beautiful, so we admire and we just offer. Don't have to be like for anything good for us. So.
He says, you just feel like making an offering. It's not about being good, about being, seeking anything. You agree with that?
Yes.
Clearly, you've never been like that before. You say, someone says, can I just give it to you? No strings attached? Have you ever given anything to anyone with no strings attached? Absolutely. You don't have to be Buddhist. Right? I mean, you can give for the sake of, because it makes you feel good. No seeking. Okay? It's just, I naturally, for example, I see a kid, I feel like giving him some chocolate. Some parents refuse to give the kids chocolates. Yes, back there, black.
But my point is, when you give chocolate to the child, is it you're seeking to feel good, so you're not seeking for something for yourself, anyways?
Not always. When I give the chocolate, I can't eat chocolate anymore. Here you go. Okay. Anything else? Does T.Q agree with that, or he still has an objection? Okay. Furthermore, clearly, we Buddhists, at least we Mahayana Buddhists, what are we taught? What are we taught? Green, blue, one of those.
Well, one of the preliminary things we're supposed to do is give.
That's it. The
Give.
first thing you learn, you want to learn Buddhism, okay? The first thing we teach you is give. Don't talk so much. Give. It's not about talking, it's about giving. Yes, back there, black.
Is it to give without any expectations?
No. We give with expectation. What are you talking about? We Buddhists, we're not like you. We're not stupid. We give because we know it's good for us. Okay? Here's what happens. We teach our followers, you give. Because when you give, you get something back in return. It's to your advantage. Okay? For example, you give someone $1. Your blessings in return is at least $1, not less. Never less than $1. Never. That's all we give. We give because when you give, there's a multiplier when you get back more than what you give. That's why we give, because it's beneficial, it's advantageous. The Westerners, modern day people, they say, you give, you look at it as a loss. We Buddhists give when we live, we give intentionally. Give. Okay? We give on purpose. We get back a lot more than what we give. Yes, black.
When I used to be Catholic charismatic Catholic, they used to tell us that when you give $1, you get 70 times 7, which means that infinite amount of blessings.
How much do you get back?
70 times 7. It's not just saying that you get an infinite amount of blessings.
No. I need a number. You cannot give me nonsense like that. How much you get back? You give $1, how much do I get back in Catholicism?
I don't know. It depends. I don't know. It's just up to God.
Up to God?
Yes.
Can I interest you? Can I interest you in a plot of land in Florida? I bought it and I thought I'd build a temple there. I don't need it anymore. You believe anything, do you? Here's what happened in Buddhism, let me tell you. People come to my temple and say, I give you $1, and they wait and see how much am I getting back. When they get back nothing, he said, that's it, I'm not giving you any more. But unlike you, Catholics, you give and keep on giving because you've given 7 times 747 or whatever, or 737 or something, 777. Free advertising for Boeing. They're not doing well. Okay? Yeah. So, we understand that when we teach you about giving, okay, you, ordinary people, need to have a reason, need to be convinced. So that's why when we teach our people, give because it's beneficial, you get something back. And surely enough, they can observe they get something back a lot more than they give. So far, so good. That's why the Buddhists can be trained to give because they see that the benefit is far greater than what they give. So far, so good. For example, I know of someone who just decided to give $1 million. We will not name names, but someone you may know. And guess what? And the sex is to be hidden. This person can I tell you? Promise not to get greedy? No one knows about this yet until today. No, I'm not going to tell you. Should I tell you? I don't know. Fourth stage Arhat. Who says it cannot be bought? Not funny, huh? It's funny. Only, precisely. But I think it's paid too much. My point being that the Buddhists are trained to give and they keep on giving because they see they're getting back a lot more than just 777 times. What's the highest number? 787? It's not 800 yet. Okay, so you see that? So the Buddhists are not stupid. The Buddhists actually are very greedy, in my humble opinion. Okay, so that's why they have to keep giving, and they realize that the more they give, the more they get back. The more they give, the more they get back. That's why the Bodhisattvas all become destitute. Anyway, so the Buddhists they practice giving precisely. They give, okay, and they get something back. And to the point where that's why the Buddhist is so clever. They get so much back, right? They give $1, they get 10,000 back. Hey, you Catholic, did you hear? You catch that number? Did you get it? Give one, get 1,000 back, 10,000. Today, you give one, how much you get back? Today is Dharma assembly. It's still not too late yet. Today's 100,000. Now go for it. Say, where? Go for it. Go ahead.
I have a question. Regarding we gave for the homeless, we think that, I just want him to have some money so he can buy food. But instead of buying food, he used that money to buy drugs. Then because we inflict pain on him, will we get the pain back?
You get the pain back 10,000 times the pain. Absolutely. Yeah. There's a multiplier. Okay, when you when you give something, if whatever the greater amount of good that your gift is being used for, give you a bigger multiplier back. Make sense or not? This is not superstition. Okay, so you get a bigger multiplier because of various circumstances, various conditions. But the underlying thing is that it produces so much goodness. That's why you get a lot back. So if you give, excuse me, San Jose, that's how you give to a homeless person. How much good can a homeless person do? Okay? If you want that kind of goodness, you need to give to 1 million homeless people. Does it make sense? So that's why if you give and this person does something bad with it, it's not your fault. Okay? If your intentions are good and honorable, you say, I want to give and help this person. Okay? And then this person does whatever he does with it, it's not related to you. Okay? Let's assume that this person, this homeless person, goes and buys some drugs and then harm himself. Okay? That's his doing, it's not yours. So far so good. You don't intend for him to do that. But on the other hand, some of you say, you give money to your ex so that the ex can, buy some drugs, because you intend to harm someone with your gift, that the gift they receive from you. Then whatever they do will go back to you. Is it clear? It depends on your intention. Okay, your intention is help a homeless person, then it's no harm in there. But if your intention is to harm the homeless person so that you get him into bigger trouble, then definitely you will have to pay for it. Right? So, on the other hand, some people are smarter. They say, okay, I give you a homeless person, I have conditions. Okay, I will give you with the condition you go and buy some food, you cannot buy drugs. Okay? If that's the case, I say give it to Alta-D. Is that what you want? No? Okay. Yeah. Violet.
What if you give a homeless person food, like you buy them food?
What kind of food?
Like Jack in the Box or something.
High cholesterol. Yes, Catholic.
I actually work with homeless people, so the best way to help them is just to guide them to resources where they can get food and where they can get shelter for the night. And that's the best way you could help a homeless person, and that's what I try to do. Instead of giving them money, I do not do that. You just have to say, okay, this is the address for you to go get shelter, this is the address for you to get food, and this is the address to do whatever, to get a shower or whatever you need.
Okay.
And to even eventually get housing.
That's better than giving money and whatever, right? So because
yes, and then
they go there, they get all the material things, and counseling as well. Someone will,
yes,
if they wish. Yeah.
And there are many programs that can help them with mental health, with physical health, and even spiritual health.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. I think the you folks who want to do charity work, I think is fantastic suggestion right there. Because, we think that, like the temples like us, we organize giving food to homeless people and so forth. Okay, that's a good idea too. But what I learned from him today is that maybe I give that money to the shelters and then go around instead of going out there and giving food and organizing, I'd say, you have this thing here waiting for you at this place. Would that be okay? I think it's better. Thank you. That's cool. Okay. No more charity work for us. Anyone else? Okay, that's cool. It's so nice to know. You see that? I think it's very good. Okay. And you get paid for that, right? No?
I don't get paid for that. I only get paid for helping my clients that are already sheltered and they're already housed.
Okay. No commercial stuff here. Okay, anything else? So we taught, can I finish my point here? We taught, us Buddhists are taught to give. And when we give, and we learn how to give properly, we get a lot back. And we get so much more back, okay? Give one, get 10,000 back, get 100,000 back, get 1 million back. Now you see why giving 1 million is too much. You see that? Should have asked me first. So anyway, so we see this multiplier coming back, and that's why we are excited. And we say, let me give some more. Make sense? Because it's beneficial for me. They give more and more and more, okay? And to the point where if you keep on doing that, you know what happens? You become so blessed. Become so wealthy in blessings that you no longer are greedy. You're only greedy because you don't have enough. Yes? And when you have so many blessings, you have so much that you are no longer greedy, that's when you can see your self-nature. Nothing excites you anymore. You're not greedy for anything anymore. So that mere fact right there, the mere fact of giving will help you see your self-nature. Questions, comments? And that's the Buddhist giving Dharma. The Chinese don't explain it to you like that. YouTube has a comment.
So we have a comment here.
Comment, answer, complaint. I see that.
So T.Hugh says, the Buddha teaches about giving to the persons of disabilities with a humble, compassionate heart and smile, then the blessings accumulated is very great.
Is there a question?
No, it was a comment.
Okay, next. What's the answer? And what is the complaint?
No complaints.
And what is the answer?
No answer. It was just a comment.
No, it's not what the Buddha taught. Not at all. Don't believe that. He didn't teach that. He never taught you to those are good things. What the Buddha taught is very simple. It's that us monks and nuns are so greedy that we oversell you the act of giving. Okay? We sell you. You give to the temple, then you help build a church, then you can go to the heavens. You give money to the temple, you can build. That we put your name on the temple. We name the temple after you. That kind of thing. Because the monks and nuns are greedy. The Buddha never taught that. He basically said, giving will make you happy. And the more you give, the happier you become. The more you give, the richer you become. And keep on giving, don't stop. Okay? The Buddhist practice of giving is infinite. We don't stop giving. And that's why that Bodhisattva there says, he says, I put everything I have in this necklace and offer the Buddha, because that represents my utmost adoration for this Buddha. If the second Buddha comes along, tough luck, he's too late. Does it make sense? That's a mindset. You don't understand this Bodhisattva's mindset. He says, I want to make an offering to Buddha, and this is all I've got. Give it to the Buddha. And the Buddha says, not enough. Okay? So the inexhaustible intention, Mahasattva said, please take it, out of pity for us, please take it, otherwise I have nothing left. It's all here. Now what am I going to do with the rest of my life? and so it's when you get to that level, you give because that's what you do, to express your adoration, express your reverence. Okay, you don't say I adore you, I respect you, I believe you, and then but don't ask me for my money. And that's not Buddhist. Okay, so initially, when we become Buddhists in Mahayana, we taught to give, and we taught and we learn as we have more wisdom, we improve. We realize we naturally want to give more and more and more. We no longer think. Okay, and that's a mark of blessings. When you give without thinking, without calculating, okay, without hesitation, that's when your multiplier becomes infinite. Whatever you get back is infinite. All he has at Mahasattva is the necklace right there. That's all he has. And he gives it away, and guess what happens? If it's accepted, what comes back is a lot more than was in the palm of his hand. Can you see that? That's how this Mahasattva in the future can become a Buddha. Without that, he cannot become a Buddha. All right? Think, for example, you want to give to 1 million left home people, homeless people. Okay? 1 million homeless people. You have to find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? You have to add it up, right? As compared to giving this necklace to one Buddha. Which one is more efficient? This is why in a Buddhist, sir, all due respect, we Buddhists, we don't try to give to 1 million people. We look for one Buddha, one Bodhisattva, and give it to them. You see that? And it doesn't mean that along the way we see a homeless person, we don't help them. We help them, okay? Absolutely. But it's not the purpose. The Buddhist goal in life is not to give to these people. The Buddhist goal in life, may I submit to you, the Buddhists, all of you, because it's just my humble opinion, okay? The Buddhist goal in life is to make offerings to Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. And if we can find someone who can help here along the way, we help them. But it's not our goal. We are not in a charity business. Okay? We don't try to do charity work. Yes, yellow, white.
Master, does it mean that that bodhisattva is not yet sincere? Because in the same setting, the dragon girl who offered a pearl immediately become a Buddha.
The funny thing about life is this, and please don't take offense, but I'm going to offend you anyway. The people who talk about sincerity are the ones who lack it. Who are you to make a comment about a Mahasattva? Are you a Mahasattva? How dare you judge a Bodhisattva? Are you a Bodhisattva? How dare you comment about a Sangha? Are you a Sangha? How stupid can you be? It's a serious offense. It's called slandering. Do you understand that? It's very serious. If you are not Buddhist, it's no offense. But you Buddhist, no one wants to be your shifu, you like that. It's very serious. Who are you to say, if I don't mind if people say, the Bodhisattva they don't make sense because they don't understand. They're not Buddhists. It's no fault in saying those things. But if you Buddhist and you learn about Mahayana and you dare make a comment, this Mahasattva so and so and so, you are so stupid. Stop it. You are in no position to render such judgments. I feel better now. Anyone else? YouTube answer.
Yeah, so we have a follow-up comment from T.Hugh.
Yes.
So the person, he or she is referencing the Sutra of Past Vows of Earth Store Bodhisattva. They say, this is the Buddha answering Earth Store Bodhisattva's question about why some beings have blessing for one life and others have blessings for many lives.
Yeah. So?
So therefore the Buddha teaches about comparative giving.
Yeah. So? It's for low-level people. We Mahayana people don't even worry about that. Okay? The Buddha's teaching, don't be confused. Buddha's teaching has many, many periods. Meaning that he first started by teaching to the gods and the humans and the externalists. So he teaches a certain level that they can comprehend. Mind you, that's an elementary school. And then he went to Vaipulya. And then he says, okay, you probably have potential to learn more. Let me tell you, there's a lot more. Okay? And so that's why, depending on you who you are, the teaching varies. For example, I just scolded an idiot Buddhist disciple. But I wouldn't dare say that to a non-Buddhist person, right? I would be so polite and say, yes. Please, there's a donation box there. Okay? Of course, it's different. It depends. The teaching, the Buddhist teaching is always has many layers, many levels, depending on who the recipients are. Okay? What I talked about, what the Buddha talked about in the Earth Store Sutra is for a low-level person. Okay, I'm talking about a high-level person where we don't measure anymore. We don't scheme for benefits anymore. All right. Anyone else? Okay. Spiritual penetration. That's today, right? So those of you who want to have spiritual penetration, that's why. That's how it happens. 90 sutra texts. To understand this principle is to achieve the Buddha's body, which is also called Bodhi, Nirvana, and the of knowledge and vision of liberation as well. What is of knowledge? Did I miss something here?
Of knowledge and vision 知见
It should be an of the knowledge and vision, not the of. And of the knowledge and vision, I think. I think when you edit it, you flip it around somehow.
若结此意，一名佛身，一名菩提涅盘，一名解脱之见。
Okay. Commentary 91. He's referring to something here that's beyond our level. Just to simply tell you that, this patriarch is incredible. He keeps on pushing the envelope. Before that, and let me tell you, before that he says, he said, you notice how he teaches, it's fascinating. He says, first of all, after you see your self-nature, this is what happens to you. There's nothing in your head. Okay? You have no attachments anymore. So far, so good. This is the first. Okay? And then he increased it. Okay? He raised the temper, he says. And when you're like that, that's when you can establish dharmas. Notice that. You see that? It's beautiful. It's very profound. If you, non-Buddhists, you, elementary people, you look at this and say, Buddha nature, your self-nature, and this, they say, nah, this is nonsense. There's no point in talking some more, right? The next level. But he says, what you aren't there. That's why you cannot see the beauty of this teaching. He says, the patriarch says, when you see your self-nature, because this Chu Cheng, this guy, this Chinese monk here, is just barely enlightened. Okay, so he says, when you enlighten your self-nature, when you cross the border, you cross that level, then you see that you no longer are greedy for bodhi, you don't want nirvana anymore, and there's no more liberation, there's no more knowledge and vision, all that kind of thing that you've been reading about, that your teacher has been teaching you. Okay? That's what he says. All right? So he says, if you become enlightened, none of that teaching you learned before matters anymore. That is called sudden teaching. Put your hand down. You don't know what I'm talking about. Okay? So far, so good? And then he says, once you have, establishing a single Dharma, that's when your spiritual penetration really comes to the fore, and you can do anything you want. The 10,000 Dharmas can be established. You want a temple, the temple will appear. You want disciples, disciples will come. You want rice, it will come cooked. So far, so good? You want God, God will come to you. You don't need to come to God. That's how powerful it is. Do you believe that? You see, you don't believe. That's why he says, no point for me to tell you. And then, after that, he says, step up, which I don't understand. Let's move on. Okay? And that's a paying session, okay? So you were curious? In the future, we do paying session. 92, Sutra text. Those who see your nature can establish dharmas or not establish them as they choose. They come and go freely without impediments or obstacles.
见性之人，利益得，不利益得，去来自由，无智无碍。
So he says on the commentary on slide 93, He says, once you become enlightened, okay, see your nature is meaning become enlightened, okay? You can establish dharmas or not. Establish as you choose. Meaning what? Yes. Violence. I mean violet.
You can create things, or you could not have them be created. It's all up to you.
Yeah, you say, red car comes. I don't want it anymore. Give it to me. I will show up. Can I? May I help you? So it means you're free. You can want or not want. Meaning what? It doesn't matter. You want a temple? A temple. You don't want a temple? No temple. Big deal. It's no longer that you must have a temple, you must have a wife, you must have money, you must have something in order to be something. No, this is you can have and not have as you will. You don't need anyone else to label you as the have or the have not. Okay? And you can come and go freely. Okay? Yeah, you can here, you're very poor. You move to Russia and you become rich. Okay? You come and go as please. You don't say that I need to be here in order to be rich. No, you can go and do anything you want. Okay, anywhere you want, without impediments, without obstacles, no visa, no passports necessary. See that? Now he's interested. Yes, Black.
So does it mean that they don't have no attachments to anything, so that's why they don't really care for those things?
They come and go freely, okay? 自由, that's called freedom, total freedom. If you think you're free in this country, in this great country called the Divided States, okay? Then it's still not freedom yet, because when you leave the country, you're no longer free. Therefore, that freedom is a mirage. You imprison yourself within this realm here, and you call yourself free. No, you look at a bigger picture, you're not free. You see that? So that freedom that people keep on talking about is actually slavery. Whereas here, after you become enlightened, whether you're American or Korean or never mind, you don't want to be Chu Chao. It doesn't matter anymore. When you need to be, you will be like that. Okay? At will. And that's called freedom. No impediments. Nothing can stop you. No one can stop you. Is it far so good? Not the COVID-19. Nothing. Bless you. God bless you, my child. 94. Sutra text. They function correctly and speak appropriately, seeing all transformation bodies as an integral with the self nature.
应用随作，应语随答，普见化身，不离自性。
This is fantastic. She's burping. When I'm about to say something important, I look at it. So many distractions at the temple. I'm going back to my house. They function correctly and speak appropriately. Meaning what? They know what to do. It has to function. 应用随做. They know what to do. Okay? The translation not that good, but I'm tired today. After for some reason, they function correctly. The translation is not that good. But what? Let me explain to you what he means. He means that whatever he needs to do, he knows he should do it. So, for example, give you an example. Okay, you drive your car. Okay, all of a sudden you turn left instead of taking the ramp. You know what I mean? You're supposed to get on the freeway as your Shifu Waze, your GPS. You don't do Waze. How can you live without Waze? So your GPS tells you, you have to put 1,000 feet turn left. Okay, and all of a sudden typically you follow Waze, right? And all of a sudden, at that moment, all of a sudden you turn right. Okay, and you go. And it turns out there's an accident. The Waze hasn't been reported on Waze yet. That's what he's referring to. Okay? You just know what to do without thinking. You just do it. Sometimes you just yell at someone, scream at someone. And sometimes you say, yes, honey, you're so wonderful. Keep it up. Don't run away. You know what I mean? So there's no pattern. Okay? You just know what to do at that very moment. And that's when they decided to spy on you. They follow you and say, 9 o'clock, the report she has here, he gets out and goes to Starbucks for coffee. And that moment, and so they are about to assassinate you. They have someone waiting at Starbucks and then shoot, through through that sniper thing. You guys are so boring. And then that morning, you decided to go to Dunkin' Donuts. And that's what they meant by they function correctly, okay, and speak appropriately. So you speak, you say, you do things that is best for you at that very moment. And this is why, by the way, this is what drives me insane. Because when you go near these bodhisattvas and they have no pattern, they have no rhyme or reason. They just do it. Hop on the car and do it. Go take a dump instead of talking to the visitor. Okay, they just know what to do. Just like that. No rhyme or reason. Okay? And that's what is meant right here. 随做, 应用, 随做, meaning that whatever you need to respond, whatever you need to utilize, to do, you just do it, 随做. You just do it that very moment. Nothing pre-planned. That moment, you turn right. Yes, Violet.
Is it conscious or is it like kind of unconscious?
No conscious, not unconscious. Okay, not the conscious you're talking about, not unconscious you're talking about. That's none of the above. Okay? And seeing all transformation bodies integral with the self-nature, it says, manifestation is not a big deal. Okay. Any questions or comments? And this is why, in order to get here, in order to become enlightened, in order to become yourself, to see your self-nature, you cannot afford to worry about your rent. You cannot afford to worry about your car payments, because that's desire. Is that clear? If every day you wake up and say, how can I make my rent payment, my mortgage payment this month? Okay? Then your mind cannot be free. Every day it's rent payment. Yes? Feed the dog. Right? So that's why this is what's lost. This is what I really appreciate. I really appreciate my Chinese master in that sense, because I went there and they gave us food, they gave us clothing, they gave us a roof and everything, and we didn't have to worry about a thing. I went outside, I had to worry about transportation costs. Excuse me. I got an eye infection. I had to go in Taiwan. I had to pay $10 worth for the doctor. Can you imagine Taiwan eye doctor, $10? How much does it cost for people to see you? Too much. $2? Too much. Her husband costs more. You see what I mean? And the point is that if we have to worry about these things, we cannot become enlightened. The mind cannot be empty. And why is that the monks and nuns nowadays have to worry about money, worry about food, worry about those things? It's a wrong approach. This is why Buddhism throughout the world is deteriorating, including the Catholics. They're deteriorating because you have to worry about money. You have to worry about wine. Yes? And you cannot clear your head because you have dependencies already. You depend on someone to give you money. You depend on your boss to pay you. You see that? And that's why these people cannot become enlightened. Yes.
Green. But don't we need a certain amount of struggle in order to be motivated to cultivate?
Struggles are not the same as necessities. Struggles that you're referring to are a matter of choices. Necessities are not choices. You have no choice. Because you decided, I need it. It's not because it's really necessary. You decided you need it. That becomes a necessity for you. When the struggle is that you can choose not to struggle. Necessity, you cannot decide for yourself. That's a big difference. All right. Any other questions? Okay. All right. So this is a lot more advanced. You see, now he's talking about it's like 95 transformation bodies and so forth. Now we're talking heavy duty, much higher level, which we have nothing to do with. Okay. There's no point talking about this because it's cultish. You know. Next, a few more minutes. 96 Sutra text. That is precisely the way to obtain independence, spiritual powers, and the samadhi of playfulness. This is what is called seeing the nature.
记得自在神通，游戏三昧，是名见性。
97. Okay? He says, this is how, exactly, how you attain freedom. Okay, you attain. Can we change this to? Can we change the translation because it's not really independence in the sense of we English, we American people know it like 4th of July related. Independence Day, fireworks and all those things, and turkey and barbecue and those things. No, he's talking about this is the way they obtain self-mastery. Please change it because this is not acceptable to me, especially in America. I don't care. In England, it's fine. You can use whatever you want. In America, when you use the word independence, okay, or in France, Bastille Day. They don't call it independent. They call it Bastille Day, okay? Bastille Day. So they obtain self-mastery. That's the exact translation for the Chinese. 神通, spiritual power, that's correct. And 游戏三昧, and samadhi of playfulness. That's fine. Let me explain to you what it means. Can we explain this and then we go shopping? Okay? Enough is enough. Okay? He says, if you want self-mastery, what is self-mastery? That you are your own boss, not Google. Okay? Because as long as you use that Google search, you depend on Google. But he's talking about more than that. You don't depend on someone to provide, to give you money, to give you things that you need. Okay? The self-mastery is that you are your own boss. No one can tell you what to do. Okay? Because as long as you have someone else as a boss, they can dictate their terms. Here, self-mastery means I choose to be whatever I am, do whatever I want, okay, and so forth. So far, so good? That's, in America, in the West, we call it freedom. It's really not freedom because we can't really use freedom. Freedom as we know it, as in English, freedom is actually slavery. Remember, I talked about your freedom here in the U.S., you maybe call it freedom, but outside in Afghanistan, they call it not freedom. So far, so good? Yeah. So it's self-mastery, meaning that you decide your own life, dictate your own terms, no one else's. Okay? You don't depend on anyone. Case in point. It may offend some of you. Okay? Are you upset when people don't like you? Someone doesn't like you? You. Hey, Korean girl. Huh? When your shifu doesn't like you anymore, does it upset you? It hurts, right? It hurts, of course. You care. That's not self-mastery. I keep on telling people this. If you want to be liked, that's not self-mastery. She agrees, clearly. Okay? Spiritual powers and the samadhi playfulness. 遊戲三昧. 遊戲 is what? Chinese.
Game.
Huh?
Game.
Game. Doom. What's a famous game nowadays? I don't play games. I'm sorry. I know I'm supposed to play games, but I don't play games. I don't know. What kind of games are popular nowadays? Doom is old. Doom is 1980. Dunes. Doom. Playfulness here, 遊戲 here refers to the fact that you can fool around without any limitations. You can do whatever you want. Anything. And I'm waiting for questions or comments or criticism. Quickly, time is running out. 2 more minutes, that's it. Quickly. See, I knew it. Somebody say, what kind of people are you? Yes, go ahead, Black.
So, to gain that freedom,
not freedom, self-mastery, sir.
Self-mastery.
Yeah.
What is the difference between being self-master and anarchy, or being an anarchist?
Repeat that.
So, what is the difference between you being your own, what do you say, self-mastery, and between anarchy? Anarchy.
What? Anarchy?
Anarchy, yeah.
There's no difference. Why are you stuck on anarchy or self-mastery? You can have self-mastery in the midst of anarchy.
You don't still have to follow the rules. I'm saying, like, for example, even your self-master, not self-master, your self-mastery, you don't have to follow, like, the Buddhist rules or the Buddhist precepts anyways?
I refuse to answer that. Citing the Fifth Amendment. Nice try. Catholics, you can't trust them. When you get there, then you have the answer. Okay? It's not meant for us to divulge it to you, because then it becomes like, oh, I know, you guys keep on talking. When you get there, you say that you attain self-mastery, you attain spiritual penetrations, and you attain playfulness, meaning that you fool around. In samadhi. The Buddhists, them low-level Buddhists and you non-Buddhists, is samadhi. Right? Koreans, you samadhi for you, right? Please, Sunims, Korean Sunim. Samadhi for you, right, is 1 day, right? That's samadhi for you. Real samadhi is called 遊戲三昧. You fool around, you're still in samadhi. It's not the kind of things that you are so brainwashed with. You're free from all those things. And this is why we don't tell you, because your questions reveal where you are. Does it make sense? If you understand, you don't ask questions. It's your questions that betray your level of understanding. Okay? But it's not that these beings are keeping things close to the vest. It's that it's not meant for discussion or to impress you. It's meant to tell you that it's possible. It's called something called self-mastery, something called spiritual powers, something called samadhi, playfulness. Okay? If you believe it, when you get there, you say, aha, that's what Huineng talked about. Okay? In the 6th century. He talked about it in the 6th century. I say, oh wow. He wasn't pulling our legs. This is a challenge for you, not for you to understand. This is a challenge for you is if you're willing to take on the mission, then you will find out for yourself. Otherwise, we will destruct within 30 seconds. Okay? It's fantastic. Can you imagine that the samadhi of playfulness? Meaning, you understand playfulness, right? You fool around, you mess around, and you're in samadhi. Need I say more? Yes, right there. No, I prefer orange.
Too bad. Master, since there was a mentioning of games, different new games nowadays, so the question is, when people are playing games or reading books, they are killing lots of people, making very bloody. Are you reading books that are very killing and violent? Are you dealing with any karma? Are you creating any karma? Or is free of karma when you play game or when you read books?
You play games, you're free of karma? Since when? This woman is clearly non-Buddhist.
So what happened when you play a lot of killing game? In the game, you're killing everybody and you're all happy.
Be careful. We are employing a person who plays games. I like playing games. Does that answer the question?
Not yet, Master.
I must spell everything for her. This is what kills me about this woman. I like to play games. And if I'm creating offenses, so be it. She's so boring. She's so straight-laced. We can't commit offenses. If you can't commit offenses, it's not called being playful. Yes.
Well, yesterday you were talking about, during the lecture, you were talking about Master Ching Liang's vows, and he said he's not going to kill anything, even in his mind, even think about killing anything. How is that? So she's talking about killing people in games, and obviously like you have the thought of killing when you're killing people in video games. So obviously Master Qingliang wouldn't do that, right? But for a different person, if they played video games, I don't know.
There's no question?
No, I just wanted to kind of bring it back to, you were talking about yesterday, Master Qingliang said he wouldn't kill anyone in his, even in his mind.
It kills me. This guy really kills me. Do I look like I'm 9 feet tall like him? He's he. Come on, let him be. Yes, back there, black.
So I guess I was going to say that the need to play a video game is a desire to fulfill something because you haven't found your wholeness. So if you're playing video games, it's not that playful samadhi because you're trying to fulfill a desire there.
It's not samadhi?
No, the video games.
These non-Buddhists are something else. You guys call Buddhists playfulness? It's not Buddhist. It's us.
But video games are an attachment. They're a desire because you need something externally to satisfy with yourself. Correct?
You're not enlightened. You don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. How did we survive with all you losers who don't understand a thing? What are you doing here? Yeah. I just can't imagine the Buddha lecturing to 1,000 of you idiots. Excuse me. I'm frustrated, that's all. Yes, sir.
This is my own opinion. I could be wrong too. But
here we go again.
I mean, I don't see anything wrong playing video games, not even as a Buddhist perspective, because it's not real. So if you're killing something in a machine, why should I don't see any karma retributions about that, because everything is virtual, imaginary.
Okay, first things first. Do you play games?
Absolutely.
Huh? What?
Absolutely, yes.
He plays games?
Yes, I play video games.
What kind of games? Let me see. Wait, don't answer that. Monopoly.
Doom.
I don't believe you. That's the funny thing is that what it means here. What it means here is that self-mastery, meaning that he's not worried about what you think. Okay? Whether you think he's great, whatever, you like him, you dislike him, you hate him, whatever. He's like, okay. You like me? Okay. You hate me? Okay. So far, so good? That's self-mastery. We don't have that, right? We have this problem where when someone slanders you, you say, oh my God, here we go again. 25 years, I haven't stopped yet. Right? And it's the same thing over and over again. Just new idiots, that's all. That bite into it. Okay, so it's, oh my God, you're so flicked. Oh my God, why am I doing this? And then, okay, so you don't have self-mastery, okay? These enlightened people, they say, so what? Okay? And then? And then the samadhi playfulness is that it's funny because most people, when they look at cultivation, ask the Koreans, they would tell you, very serious business. Enlightenment. Look at Jogye order. See that? They said, this is life and death. Notice that? The Buddha says, I came to the world to save you. This is a matter of life and death. You both people. Remember how much suffering you had. And the Buddha kept on going like that. And after his disciples become enlightened, they become playful. He said, life? Okay. Death? Okay. Let's play. They take nothing seriously. Unlike what the Buddha said. See that? That's called self-mastery. You no longer are dependent on the Buddha's standards. You see that? Because as long as you get there and you say, no, this is who I am, okay? I have to stay here with this range here for me to be who I am. That's not called self-mastery. It's not called playfulness. Playfulness is all over the map. No rhyme or reason. You can be a clown. You can be Biden. You can be Trump. You can, doesn't matter. Okay? You can be Republican. You can be Democrat. You can be independent. You can be Putin. It doesn't matter. Okay? You no longer are bound by any rules. That's called playfulness. And in particular, you don't take yourself seriously at all. Isn't that cool? Because deep down, you have a certain image of yourself, yes? We all have a certain expectation of ourselves, yes? That we strive so hard our entire lives to live up to it. Yes, sir.
It's just confusing because you were talking about Master Ching Liang's vows, and I know the concepts are completely different. But you said that he made the Buddha vows and he had very, very strict self-requirements. And over here you're saying that there's a playfulness where you don't even have to really even do any sort of vows. But every Buddha that we've basically read about has made like strict vows and self-requirements. So is there some sort of balance in between that, or can you talk about that a little bit, please?
It's a fair question, but you need to be Asian to understand it. I can't explain it to you. See, you Asian understand, right? Yeah? You understand, right? See what I mean? No, it's you cannot be that inflexible. Yesterday is for different set of people, different set of listeners. Today is to undo that. Okay? That's Buddhist teaching, by the way. Buddhist teaching, it says yes, and then no. That's very Buddhist. Put your hand down, time is out. This woman is too much. You understand that? It's very Buddhist. Buddhist is never yes. It's yes, no, no, yes. Yes, no. We're confused. That's very Buddhist. And that's called playfulness. Okay? And that, by the way, is not in contradiction to yesterday. It's not. It appears to be in contradiction, but it's not. Okay? So that's called the middle way. If you talk about yesterday, saying, set rules, and I cannot let go of my beads, I can't go to nunnery, okay? When we said it yesterday, today we said, yes, let's go to nunnery. It's perfectly okay. Okay? And Master Ching Liang would not disagree. I dare to say that. Basically, he's saying, I am Ching Liang. I will not do those things. It doesn't mean that you cannot. You get it? Today I'm reminding you, you can do your things. He can do his things. And they both are not in conflict at all. Okay? And that's Buddhism. Why? Because when you say that you must be a certain way, you must be communist, you must be Republican, you must be independent, whatever, okay? That's one-sided. That's not real life. Real life is you have Trump and then anti-Trump, like us. And that's called life, okay? You can never say that we are anti-Trump and no Trump can, no one Trump supporter can live. You don't quote me, okay? Just bomb them. Just kidding. So you see, the point here is that life is plus and minus, okay? Black and white. That's called life. You cannot say that life is only goodness. Life is also evil. Life is also COVID-19. And then there's us, which is goodness. Are you impressed, huh, Catholic? Okay, I come up with something else. You see? So that's Buddhism right there. Buddhism, you cannot. Buddhism is all over. And you can call it all over, you can call it playfulness. Does it help a little bit? Playfulness is that whatever you expect, we behave the opposite. That's playfulness, yes? That's my dictionary. Okay? So that's Mahayana for you. Because Hinayana is that, no, I'm pure, okay? I am perfect, okay? That's not Buddhism. It's not. It's half Buddhism. The other half of Buddhism is, I'm imperfect, I'm loud, huh? All right? Because if you must be good, then you can't save the evil people. Evil people are not impressed by your goodness. What are they impressed by? Evil. You have to be more evil than they are before they're impressed. You agree with that? I know you all are good, so I know, you don't understand what I'm talking about. Right? You don't understand, right? Okay. You don't understand. Okay. You cannot save evil unless you even more, many times more evil than they are. Right? Same thing. The Hinayana feel they're pure, they're perfect. It turns out we Mahayana is even many times more pure, many times more perfect than they realize. Yes. Black. Blue.
This is like a little story. Well, I can make it in 1 minute. When I was very young, there was a priest that did like a party, and they had like non-religious music. So I asked the priest, why do you invite all these people to this party when it's not a religious event? And he said to me, Daniel, how are we going to get more souls to heaven if we just do everything that people don't like to go to? If they come to this one-day party, maybe they could learn about Jesus and maybe go to heaven.
Very wise. No comment, please. Thank you for very wise closing words from the Catholics. Thank you. You were very playful today. Thank you. Thank you so much. Next time we do 98. He waited 2 hours for